Hello everybody, welcome. This is No Bullshit Gaming Podcast 2.5 Gamer Session number 53. We are sharing actionable insights, dropping knowledge from our day-to-day user acquisition, game design and ad monetization jobs. We're definitely not discussing the latest news, but we are having so much fun. Let's not forget, this is 4 a.m. conference discussion vibe, so let's not take it too seriously. Today, we are going to do a review of Eversoul, a super boring waifu anime game
for you.
Least. For me, of course. It's for me it's very, very boring, but we will get there. So today we have Felix Braberg, Jakub, and myself, Matej Felix. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's see. Last week episode, the Smoky Admon Dark Room episode was fucking killing it. Thank you very much, Felix, for doing that. It's really like the numbers are so great when we compare the episode which was live from Barcelona, and that was kind of doing well. This is doing even better. So
because
now,
no one talks about it, right? Like it's just super,
Yeah, now hard. I have to do some UA flamboyant crazy shit. Because our friend Aaron from Google, he also said that he applied to UA Society and he thought that I can help him to get in, but I was kicked out of the UA Society, so I can't share any dark secrets from that group. But I have different types of groups and dark secrets that I can share. So I might do something similar on the UA front, maybe already next week.
Are there a lot of UA secrets that like tips and tricks that you just need to know that no one tells you?
He just pretends.
Well, what do you mean he just pretends? You will see. Oh, stay tuned. Maybe it's going to happen next week. Maybe it's not going to happen next week. Nobody knows. But what we know is that we actually had an interview with Yeri in Barcelona on the rooftop of the hotel where we had the conference. I'm going to link that in the show notes because it's really important to talk about it. I'm not going to say anything more, so you have to check it out. And our friend Nikke, who was here on our podcast, they ran also the FogDAO podcast. So I was there as a guest. So you can check that out as well if you want to know some UA secrets, maybe. And there's some like new content updates from our side which are happening. So I guess stay tuned. Felix, also one quick question which was kind of surfacing after our episode. Do you have an official Admob link to the news that you shared?
No, and that's part of the bullshit, right? Because Admob AMs have been telling publishers to go ahead with adding more placements, but there hasn't been any official guidelines yet. So I know for a fact, because I'm in a Smoky Backroom Slack channel called Ads Are Us, and in there's literally like I think I counted 4 big publishers with their names that are like, oh yeah, they told us it's fine. So like that's why it's Smoky Backroom, because no official statement.
All right, well one can say you're just making this up.
Yeah, one could say it.
You never know. Okay, so I can reply.
I can tell you though that with all my clients right now, for the last week, I've been running multiple more Admob placements. And Admob's share revenue in these games have increased by about 12%. And overall uptick in ad ARPDAU has also increased. So I am running, me personally, this like full force, and it's looking really good. The big losers in this is, of course, any non-Google network, right? So any non-Admob network. So they're the losers, right? But I can tell you, I'm going full speed forward with this, and let's see what happens. But yeah, nice. My official stance on this is that this placement thing is gone.
Okay, nice. Because there are people asking for official link.
I don't think you're going to get it for a while. So ask your Admob rep, and they're the ones who are going to tell you.
Okay, because they literally asked like, hey, have you tried to find the link? And I was like, no, I haven't tried. I don't give a fuck.
They can reach out to me directly as well. They don't have to go through
exactly.
You.
So I'm not the secretary of Felix, by the way, but I might be. And that's not a problem.
Yeah, if you need a meeting or anything, just reach out to Matej and he'll look at my calendar and set you up.
I will set it up for you, no problem.
You know what it is? It's probably because you haven't listed my website on the YouTube channel yet. So yeah,
I did.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, of course. I put your blog in the show notes.
Ah,
What are you talking about?
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Also, 2 really major updates. We are all wearing kimonos. That's super major update because
today,
today's the day when we celebrate the gift from Felix just for 1,000 subscribers, and now we are almost 1.6 thousand subscribers. So it's growing nicely. Thank you very much. Please keep subscribing. Share your industry friends, dogs and cats to subscribe. Animals are really important. And also, there was a Margarita Day yesterday on Wednesday. So I need to celebrate because I didn't have time yesterday to celebrate. That's really major for me. Super important. Okay, but now, no bullshit. Let's talk about the Eversoul. So the game is published by Kakao Games, South Korean company. It was global launched on 5th of January this year. It already made 15 million revenues in IIPs and currently making around 200K per day. Main countries, South Korea, US, Taiwan, and Thailand. And South Korea is making like 60% of the revenue. So interesting. But then from the US perspective, it looks like there's like 20% of the revenue coming from US. So I will talk about the geo split in the UA part. But how does the ad monetization look like?
wow.
Whoa. No.
Maybe one other thing.
Maybe what
I want to add here. Why are we reviewing this game?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah,
It's
I have an
terrible.
idea. Let me tell you.
Man.
Because we are looking at new games that are done very good and are very, very high on the grossing charts. And the new rising games that we filtered through our favorite data analytics tools were, of course, Frozen City, Goddess Nikke, and this game. All the other games, unfortunately, are from the Chinese market, like Chinese-specific games, so we won't be able to review them that fast until I learn Chinese. But
it's like you should learn Chinese already.
I learn Japanese, man. It's different.
Oh, Japanese, really?
Wearing kimonos is hard to say. Japanese comes first.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, the thing is that these are the games that we saw trending. Like, we didn't saw any other games in the current period. So that's why we're talking about this game, because it's actually pretty killing in it is all doom and gloom and mobile markets dead, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, everything's dead except games coming from East.
Yeah, and Waifu's making a killing. I told you, it will make a killing this year. So this is one of the prime examples. Here you go.
Yeah, but I'm not sure like why I said yes so quickly on this. Like, oh well, we should talk about Eversoul. Yes, okay, let's do it. And then I start playing the games. Like, what the fuck? Why?
Yeah, I
why?
played it as well.
Why did I say? Why did I say yes? Like, no, man. We should get you someone from who is actually a fan of Waifu games on the pod, so you can chat about it. You know, it's fucking amazing. Wow.
Don't know, Javier maybe.
We can.
Yeah,
I can. Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah, I can ask Javier.
He can have my
Ethan,
Admon part, because this is going to be the shortest Admon part, because guess
no
what?
Admon.
There's no ads.
Maybe we can add Ethan Levy, because he also brought up the Goddess of Nikke when it was launched. Maybe you can do this.
It was too big to
the vectors are so great. Wow.
Yeah,
amazing.
waifu episode with all those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can get a
All
week
right.
off,
Okay.
man.
Anyway, let's talk about how the game is not having any ads.
All right, let me start with Admon. So yeah, no ads. This genre, I don't get it. Like, why? It's an
Thank you very
idle
much.
game. Like in the West,
we can end here.
Yeah, in the West, idle games usually have like between 8 to 19 rewarded ad impressions per DAU. Opt-in rates are like the highest in the industry. I worked with many idle games, and seriously, ad ARPDAUs are between like 12 cents to 19 cents. So big numbers. Like, I don't get why waifu games don't have rewarded ads.
It's not waifu games, man. It's Asian games. Did you see any ads in the FK Arena?
No.
This is basically FK Arena with waifus.
Okay, so no, all of the games.
Where's the
are
logic
coming...
there? I don't get it. Like,
because they are not really used to that in that environment.
But like their like IAP purchase rate must still be like 1 to 2%, right? So there's like probably 98% of people that they're not monetizing.
Dude, but those people that are paying that they are paying fucking ridiculous money.
This is more of a premium experience feel.
Yeah, but
Let me
like
just
put in
say
like
that.
a rewarded ad, and then like if no one watches it, you remove it with some serving logic, and if they click on it, you show
But
more.
dude, he
Like-
just said it like you just said the fucking thing that we discussed like few episodes back. Like people think that the game is premium feeling quality. You can't put ads inside because then the experience for players sucks and it's low. That's why I don't put ads in the game. Why is this? Camera zooms in. Tell us now.
Like seriously, give you a better answer than like premium feel and it's from the east. Like come on,
this is
like
ridiculous.
like it's
If
it's
you're
money on the
competing-
table. Like it's
man,
so easy.
If 60% of revenue coming from South Korea and it's a rule there that you don't do this, you're competing with all the other games that are not doing it, and you're doing it. So guess who will be playing what?
About 60% can't you show to the non-Korean audience?
Yeah, that's another way. How
Mm,
and it's like, look, the Asian games like we discussed the Sheep game. It's like based on ads only.
Sheep game is a game on WeChat.
Okay, so what?
This will have a mobile PC client in a month.
All right.
Oh, yeah,
Anyway,
100%.
guys, I yield the rest of my time. Great Admon analysis. I'm going on
Nice.
mute.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that it's good way to do it this way. I'm just saying it's a cultural necessity
Mhm.
there.
Okay.
But definitely ads could be built into it. Like even in FK Arena, it's completely okay. I don't think so it would be a problem. But if it's a cultural thing there, in a way that
Okay.
like the industry standard is there, that you don't kind of want to ruin this kind of premium feel of a game, especially this one, because this is something like a Genshin feel, which is
Yeah, okay.
very, very heavy on production values, like, especially, then probably this is it, man. Like
Yeah, that's the first argument.
maybe if you do the A/B test, you would see that the drop off of players would pretty much give away all your additional revenue on your ads.
My experience
so-
doesn't say that, but you know what? South
Because
Korea,
your experience in the
like,
West.
don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but if you run games and you have ads in your games, and then you have Korea in the waterfall anyway, so those players are actually watching ads. So it's just the developers that are like in this like cultural or whatever you meant, because you can still have pretty interesting revenues from South Korea on ads side.
Of course,
No.
but maybe if people from South Korea download Western games, they expect ads.
Okay. Interesting. No, okay, makes sense. Okay, makes sense. So UA, as I told you at the beginning, so I'm gonna just share top 10 countries in regards to revenue. So top 1 is South Korea, top 2 is US. There is Taiwan, Thailand, Hong Kong, and then we have Canada, Singapore, UK, France, and Indonesia. Which is interesting because then we have 400,000 people in Korea making $7 million. That's insane. I mean, revenue per
Jesus.
download. What the fuck is happening? Seriously.
That's Asian LTV for you.
Wow.
And then we have like almost 200,000 people in the US making 2 million, which is still pretty good, right? That would be like almost 90%, like not 90%, like 100% of developers would like to have this type of like a revenue per download. It's over the roof. And then even in Indonesia, so it's like 120K installs with like 130K revenues. For Indonesia, that's amazing. That's really, really good. But okay. So the game is making 200 to 500,000 daily revenues. Depends on the day.
Depends
but,
on event spike.
And definitely,
gacha pool.
Okay. Mr. Gachapool. Next week, I'm going to introduce you as Jakub, Mr. Gachapool. Remian.
I'm just gonna sit here and be quiet and look pretty. That's all I can do.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You can, you can comment.
You can blend in with the kimono into the.
Yeah. You're good. So the daily new user number is 6K, which is almost nothing. So why the hell won't you scale the game heavily when you have this kind of monetization? Is that because the game is super niche, Mr. Gachapool?
It's not that super niche. It's actually, I would say, pretty easy by Asian standards.
So it's you would say it's broad appeal.
In Asia. But
In
it's
Asia.
anime, like it won't scale that much in the West. Like, what are we kidding?
But well, okay. But even okay, when I compare this with the Goddess of Nikke that we discussed a few episodes back, it's even like in comparison, it's really small. So Nikke makes depends on the gacha pools and the events.
Like 80 million a month.
Yeah, anything with between 1 and 3 million on a daily basis with 20k daily installs, which is also like crazy small, like 20k installs and then like 3 millions. That's 3 million revenue. That's amazing. But Jesus Christ, I don't get these games at all. I really don't get it. But okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like you said, we are going to see these games more often, and most probably not only like these type of games, but adoptions to Western markets. I guess.
I'm still waiting for that first Western waifu-based game. We have.
Yeah, well, we have the small giant game without waifus.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
So it's gonna be almost the waifu game, but no waifus there.
Yeah, Charge Champions, by the way, for anyone looking at it.
Charge Champions, yeah. And we discussed that as well. So maybe some updates on the soft launch, how it goes in the next couple of weeks.
They changed art. I looked it up.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. Yeah. That's interesting. They did it also with what was the new game?
Yeah, Empires and Puzzles.
But
the heavily lowered
the new ones. But new one.
Puzzle
Combat. Yeah, Puzzle Combat.
Also, that they added zombies instead of pure army team.
Oh man, but yeah, okay. We should talk about this, like how you say it's decreased the CPIs quite heavily, Mr. Second Best UA Manager on the podcast. And we are talking about UA. So
yeah, they said it. I had a screenshot of the post. I remember that one.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So those are the dark secrets which are coming from the Mr.Gachapool. Okay. So anyway. What's the UA channel mix look like for these people and their UA teams in the game? So their spend is kind of decreasing quite heavily after the initial global launch boost. The game global launch on 5th of Jan, so it's still pretty fresh. But in terms of the channels, they're running only 4 channels, both iOS and Android, and Google is their biggest channel. I wonder like why Google, but I guess we will never know. But then they have AppLovin, Facebook, and Unity. So it's Google the biggest, then it's AppLovin, then it's Unity, and then it's Facebook. It's a very weird mix, I would say. But okay, who am I to judge, right? It's great to see actually like long form videos. They're running on Google, not Facebook, on Google, and they have 40-second trailer, which is vertical, by the way, which is great because that kind of format is getting more impressions on YouTube. But it's fake vertical. And by fake vertical, I mean they use landscape video, but then they have some like key arts on top of the video and below the video. So, so it's kind of interesting. As you can see in the right corner somewhere, I'm going to show the ads in here all the time. And also, important thing, we see a small headline that says, actual gameplay. Fuck me, this is amazing. That is great because in world of UA right now, which obviously is dead, we see only
everything here on this channel.
We only see not actual gameplay. It's like all the fucking time.
No ads. They don't lie to their users. What's wrong with these guys?
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck is happening? I don't get it. No, but this feels really, really refreshing. So I was looking at it like, oh, nice. This is actual gameplay. Wow. Okay, that's cool. But most of their creatives are localized. So I don't understand shit what's happening there, obviously. But also the creative strategy is really weird. So here it is. On Facebook, iOS, they only run Korean creatives. Facebook, Android, it's only US creatives, only English speaking. On Google, it's mixed. But 90% is Korean creatives. On AppLovin iOS, there's only Korean playables and a little bit of videos. On Unity Android, there's only US videos. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what the fuck? What's happening? I guess with this game, nothing is kind of understandable. But okay. Interesting facts. What are you shaking at?
Everything's pretty clear to me. It's AFK arena with waifus.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much for listening. We can stop here. But like there's some like interesting facts. Okay, so like biggest publisher, which is getting the most spend on Unity, Can you guess? Ludo King. For the context for all the listeners, we actually wanted to talk about this game, but Mr. Gachapool Vector needs more time.
Needs more time to play Ludo.
Yeah, so maybe next time we actually talk about Ludo King, because that game is making like 7 or 8 million
No, that's not Ludo King. That's Yala Ludo.
Yeah,
Like
Yala Ludo. Okay.
3 there. Trust me, I was
So
playing
maybe
a lot of Ludo.
yeah, it's not gonna be Ludo King, but Ludo category, which is making a lot of money. Okay. But biggest publisher on Applavin, it's Panball from Hobby. I guess Hobby is still pretty big in East as well. So overall, it looks like they're running like 4 or 5 different creatives at the moment. I get like this is a joke. I mean, based on but I guess like a joke, small number of creatives, but based on the number of downloads on a daily basis and like the chaos in the localization, I would assume that their actual spend is very low. And by very low, I mean like few $1,000s per day, targeting US only and Korea. So it's US and Korea. That's my assumption. Nothing else. So what I would do? So your resident Flamboyant UA would create at least like tier 1 English speaking country mix across Facebook, Google, Applavin, and Unity. Since you already have the English creatives, and this would work well because even you have like the Canada and UK in the top 10 revenue countries. And also, given the fact that there's a lot of Southeast Asian countries in top 10, I'm really surprised I don't see any TikTok activity. And I do have the TikTok t-shirt under my kimono, but I don't see any TikTok there. TikTok is really strong in these geos. But it's strong in US too. What a surprise, right? So why not TikTok in these geos? But okay, besides this, I would start running the rest of the world campaigns with this ridiculous revenue per download. It would be really great next step to start exploring other territories as well.
Which territories with this ridiculous RPD exist?
But there's like another 50 other countries that are actually making money. And fun fact, Slovakia is on the top 42 place or the 42th place. So there is I think like few hundred users and like already like 5,000 revenues or something.
Wait. The most important question there is, where's Slovenia on that list?
It's no, it's there, man. It's there. So I was looking for Slovakia and I saw Slovenia. I was like, shit. So we are not there, but we were there, and it's like top 20 or top 30. I can look it up. So you have already some countries and players around the world that actually are interested in these type of games.
You mean like Korean players living abroad?
Dude, why? No, you are Korean living in Slovakia, or you're just
no. But I don't have 5,000 spent on this game yet.
Yet. That's very important. Not yet. So, but you don't need to be one person. It's like few hundred.
Of course,
users.
like the anime community is strong everywhere in the world.
Exactly. So you have these like pockets of players here and there. And this pocket would be very lucrative for me, like in every fucking country. If like you have 20, what kind of revenue per download? That's insane. A few hundred actually in these small countries. So this would make a lot of sense. And even like the rest of the world campaigns, just targeting value optimization, that's exactly what I would do immediately. So with creatives, it's a little bit harder. I really don't understand like what kind of target audience this is and what they like. But yeah, okay, you can tell us, Mr. Second Best UA Manager on the podcast. But to me, like all the creatives look the same. Seriously, and they even use the game intro in the creatives, which is fine. I mean, it's easy, but I have no idea like what I would actually change. So enlighten us, please.
Regarding the creatives,
yeah, if there's anything like that you would like to see in the creatives as a fan of these games,
like what these games are doing, and we'll talk about it later. Why Nikke is currently spiking with 3 times their usual revenue. is that they're doing collabs very heavily with other animes and stuff.
Mm.
And they're using it even in creatives. You could remember from back in the days, even AFK Arena was doing it like with Assassin's Creed and like all these other games.
Oh, with Witcher as well, no?
Yeah, Witcher as well. Witcher was pretty much in every single
Yeah.
game last year, like
Oh, yeah,
Fortnite Witcher, the last Arc Witcher, whatever Witcher. Yeah. So this is something that goes very well with gacha-based games, especially the Asian types. So I guess they could do this, but I guess it's too soon to do that when the game is just like 7 weeks old. But this comes something like a third month mark. So
Yeah. Okay. So this is something I discussed with one of the guy from let's say Web3 space. So they have these three pillars of the let's call it marketing, not UA. So it's community building, which I think like this is very close to what we are talking about. Then there's partnerships and collaborations, which make sense, and then there's UA. And depends on like the stage of the game that you are in at the moment. Then you just move the budgets from one to another. Of course, like you can't scale the community to millions in a few weeks, but if you run these collaborations and partnerships, that can heavily help in terms of revenue and even in terms of the downloads.
but collaborations with what in
That
Web3?
you just said, like
You mean like
anime series. No, I don't talk about Web3. I talk about this specific game,
this
like
thing. Okay,
this
okay,
thing.
okay.
Yeah. Not dude.
How can anime help Web3?
No. I just took the Web3 as a
Example,
inspiration and example. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like Collabs works great. Like it's always great because anime, you watch thousands of it, so everybody knows everything currently. Even though, yeah, I'll talk about it later. What Nikke is doing. Anyway, we'll try this kind of experimental thing today.
Yeah.
Let me share the screen and see if we are able to pretty much snap it into the YouTube recording. But
well, it's gonna be on my side.
if it works, it will work. If it won't work, I'm sorry. But yeah, at least I tried.
Yeah, blame Mr.Gachapool afterwards.
Yeah. So as we are talking around the game, it would be great if I can show it to you around a little bit. But if you won't be able to see it, yeah, maybe we'll paste at least some screenshots of the screen or something so you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, for those like Matej and Felix who played like 20 minutes and got bored instantly
I
and
tried,
didn't manage.
man. I really
Man,
tried.
it's
I
not
Didn't
really
manage like
tried.
level 5 or something.
Oh,
Like
no
honestly,
way.
what's your levels, man?
That's a -10. And I start playing, and then it felt like Galaxy Star. What was it? Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the battle for some reason, and then I was like,
It's
Yeah,
AFK
man.
Arena, man, 1-to-1.
okay,
Literally.
sure.
Yeah. So the thing is that the game's an idle RPG. That goes by the sayings. For those of you who didn't play it or who played AFK Arena, is pretty much the same thing, just in a much my high production values. I would say production values on steroids, basically. Like in these days, like if you see the like what these guys made of, and like even if I go into the like let's say let me pick some character. You have pretty much full-fledged 3D characters, completely voice-over story. You pretty much download 3 gigabytes of data in order to even play this game.
Yeah,
So
that was
Yeah,
really
it's quite a
annoying.
lot.
yeah,
That was really annoying. But at least I could watch the intro.
yeah.
when
In
I
the
was
meantime, you
downloading.
watch like an anime of it.
Yeah, so great,
Yeah.
amazing.
So it's really good. The production values through the roof, and yeah, they really took their time to like polish every single detail. I haven't seen any soft launch for the game, so my guess is this is like a pretty much sure shot. So they
No.
didn't.
It was. I think it was launched with different game, a different name on different account.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, dude.
I
I think so. I think so. But yeah, well, maybe we'll find out.
We'll find out anyway. So the usual bread and butter, the main progression that goes into combat, where you have the usual saga, you have your characters. It's a waifu game, so every single character is a female, and
Of
those
course.
have different rarities. The more stars or rarity higher, better. That goes along the way. And then they have this auto battle system where you pretty much let them play, and you want to pretty much go higher and higher. So your offline production, or pretty much your production of resources throughout time, goes higher, and then your upgrade stuff, so on and so forth. Very, very easy. As you can see on the screen, let me put on the camera angle. Uh, like one of the things they have here is that, yeah, here's the like a really nice animation. One of the things they really put top notch here, which I really, really appreciate, that the auto battler thing got to the like next level, where if you just autoplay and let the game play it for you, you can even set up priorities of the abilities of your characters. So
What does it mean?
so if I would, randomly let it autoplay, they would just, whenever the ability is ready, the autopilot will use it. But you can pretty much set the setup for the autopilot, which means that if this ability needs to go first, so wait for it, then use this ability first, and then use all the other abilities. So we can actually do like a priority thing here. Here, see, auto settings, so you can pretty much determine like which one. And this is super, super good for people that play these. So they're really going at it in like pushing it to the next level. As I said, production quality really, really high. And then as we move forward out of the battle, we get our usual kind of a lots of currencies, lots of resources. Nothing really said about that.
It'd be
Lots
great to
of
have an ad there.
that's a meme actually. And this is very important, because what they have here is that they are going around the lifestyle of the waifus there, because that's the main differentiating factor between AFK Arena and this game. That AFK Arena didn't have waifus, this game has waifus, and they have it really, really full-fledged. Even, I would say, even stronger than Nikke when I was comparing it. Because one thing is to have your usual like waifu WhatsApp that you can have there. That's pretty much built in. No questions asked these days. But you can even go into the like one of the modes, and there you can have what is it? Like so many buttons. There is the like a main story, and there's like the love story, event story for all of all the goddess souls, they're called here. And you can give them again currency and talk with them. They go around your town. They, you can even hear in the main menu, you can click on them, speak with them, so on and so forth. So they've really, really full-fledged like the waifu element and the bonding, whatever it's called, like the relationship system they have with these.
It's the same thing with as with Nikke, right? It's
A little bit more, I would say, a little bit more robust.
even more.
Even
Like
more.
last time you said, "Oh, this is great, big,
Like
whatever." Chat is there, everything is
Yeah.
there.
the most, let's say, you can marry them like in Azure Lane. if we're talking about this, but definitely there's like more content coming out of it. The story is very, very hard on it, and between the episodes and everything, they play a really big role. And for those of like the target audience pretty much enjoys it. It's not in Japanese, it's in Korean, so that's kind of interesting to me that it was not also voiced in Japanese. So it's fleshed out, starts Korean. You can even select like different voiceover, but it's still fully voiced, like very, very high production value. So that's great. But there's a differentiating factor here between AFK Arena and this game. Like one of the, like, let's say three areas I will cover. So the waifu elements, very, very full-fledged, and I would say done pretty, pretty well. The other element that these guys did pretty high is that they have a lot of, let's say, let me go to the main story. Yeah, here we go. So they have pretty much like two different progressions separated from each other, which is very, very not typical for an idle RPG game. Whereas in AFK Arena, everything pretty much goes around your progression through the stages. The battle we just saw, like stage, I don't know, chapter 3, level 10, like Candy Crush Saga. It's very, very streamlined, very easy. And higher you go, more features unlock, more money you get, enemies get stronger, you get stronger, blah, blah, blah. Here, you also have this kind of a chapter thing, which is pretty much a different game. a different core gameplay.
What do you mean different core gameplay?
Let me show you.
Oh,
Where we
show
have
you.
where we have seen this before.
I don't
Where
know.
a game builds another core gameplay into it.
Oh,
So
nice.
these guys
All comes together.
Yeah, it all comes together, especially now. These guys really fleshed it out in a way that let me skip the story.
No, don't skip the story. Just it's amazing.
So what
Please
we
skip the
have
story.
is pretty much like something like of a JRPG where we actually use our controls. And
What's
can move-
JRPG? Jakub RPG?
Japanese RPG.
Okay, Japanese RPG. And I don't know, man.
But this is like like Little Zelda built in pretty much. So you go around the like actual map, and you go, talk to characters, complete quests, solve puzzles, and everything. So like it's a different game built into it.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
this is again like one of the big plus one features this game has over AFK Arena. Whereas AFK Arena, you upgrade your characters, do your dailies, do your grind, and everything. You can leave the game. This game has much more to offer, and it's stitched very, very nicely together because a lot of these other games they are doing this kind of, let's say, engagement prolongment tactic, where they are trying to increase your engagement after you hit this kind of I done my session. Now there's nowhere to do. Let me just leave. So a lot of other games are pretty much putting in a little bit like mini games or whatever, or events or something. Like we've seen it many times in order to keep you in the game for longer. But this game actually built another game into it again. And this is the theme of this year. Like games are building different games into them. If you run out of one, you can continue playing the other.
It's not like you run out of one. Like you do all the activities you can. You get the cap on the session, and then what do? You leave.
You don't get the cap on the session. You get stuck because your power level is too low in order to progress. So eventually you get stuck always. But that's the thing here, that you can then play this game, and pretty much it's a different game. It's actually like an active player input. It's not auto battler. You actually need to go from point A to point B, do puzzles and everything. So they have it done pretty well. So before you disregard this as some kind of a waifu clone of AFK Arena, it's much more, and that's the thing probably why it is making so good in the market.
I wanted to ask actually, like, so it's made 7 million in 7 weeks, which is impressive.
15.
Right? 15. Yeah, sorry, 15. Which IAPs is it that like are getting bought? You think, like, how is it making that much? Because that's a crazy number.
Our favorite gachapools.
GACHAPOOOOOL! Yeah,
as usual.
Show the kimono.
Yeah. The modes, like the more modes you have, the better, because it means you need more requirements for different characters. So you need to build more teams, and in order for those teams to perform, you need different characters from these different gachapools that you need to get. And let me tell you, they have it done pretty well. By the way, for anyone that's not really familiar,
can you buy a ticket for that concert? Dear?
No, I can try to summon her, but we won't be doing this anyway.
That's a disappointment.
By the way, the gachapools in like the player jargon are called banners, because they are usually announced by the game through these banners, where there's like the character that's in the gacha that you have like a higher chance to give up, and they rotate. Yeah, so it's called banners. And one of the very, very good things that these guys have is that they have infinite tutorial banner. And let me tell you, this is something really, really good.
Why?
Usually, how gacha games are played by hardcore player base is that you start a game and you get your like free resources, you roll them, and you see if you get a good character. If you didn't, you restart the game and do the process again and again and again and again. It's very annoying.
Until you get the best.
Until you get the best starter or best one you can get. It's very annoying. Hardcore players will do it anyway, and it's super annoying. These guys actually give you like an infinite roll on their starter gacha, where you can roll how much you want until you are satisfied with your outcome.
So
I was literally clicking like an hour for it yesterday.
That's why I need several days to actually play this game.
That's
now I know why.
Very, very good in a way that it again caters to the audience. Is something that the audience really, really appreciates, and it's a quality of life feature. That's really like why nobody has done that before. It's so easy to do. I all the player base would do it anyway.
Sure. Yeah, of course. Because it would be, instead of clicking 1 hour, you would be creating new accounts every fucking
much grinding
a minute. Yeah, okay.
Like I remember when I was starting Genshin, like same fucking thing.
Yeah. Got it.
Anyway,
Nice.
so they're having like 3 banners that are rotating, one in two in 2 weeks, one in 1 week. Then you have the usual normal summon, the friendship summon, and like a specific type summon, like a lot of these. But yeah, this is pretty much like standard basic gacha. Like AFK has exactly the same thing. Like no need to do around it. The good thing is that they have these PT timers that if you didn't get an epic character, you are guaranteed to have one in every 30 rolls and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So they are kind of really straightforward around that. The interesting thing is, I think I saw somewhere they had Excel sheet somewhere that it transfers you and show you the rates. The rates are fucking super low.
Like, of course.
Like yeah, here detailed rates. If we go into detailed rates, it actually gives us an Excel sheet.
Wow.
Check some of these
What?
numbers.
Nice.
0.02% on the angelic character.
Nice.
But at least it's really good because these guys are super straightforward about it. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know what they're getting. Almost nothing.
Yeah. 0.01%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
That's how this game makes so much money, because you definitely want that character because it's best of the best.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing is that all of these games are ruled by one and only tier lists. So that's why you go on the internet and you check a tier list for your game and you see immediately what's character shit and what's character not shit, and you roll for that specific character. So that's how you play these games. Like every single time, nobody knows who's when, so you just need a tier list to actually play the game to know, like, okay, so I rolled for this girl for like an hour, so I can have like triple S starter instead of random C whatever, something that will makes the game much more complicated. So that's there. So they have it pretty good. Monetization, as I said, is gacha. They had also their usual battle pass. It's called Soul Pass, of course. Why not? Standard, nothing out of the ordinary. What's really out of the ordinary, as I was looking into the shop, is that they have this monthly subscription.
Ooh.
So it's like a lower one and higher one, and the higher one's really good. And my guess is this is making a lot of money for them, because what's happening here is that it's actually giving you again quality of life features that are kind of OP. All the idle games are capped by how much time you can actually accumulate the resources when you're offline. The game standard is 12 hours. This thing pumps it to 24 hours if you're paying for it. That's, let's say, very good. But the really interesting part is the skip battle option. So what happens is that you grind the load within these games. Log in, do that, do battle this mode, that mode, hand mode. You do daily quest, weekly quest, monthly quest, whatever. It usually takes like a lot of battles that you will win anyway, but you need to go through them. So what you can have with this feature is you can actually skip them. So you start them and you immediately win them.
So you save time, quite a lot of time.
Save time, super lot. So, and it's written even here, like, if your team's points are at least 30% higher than the enemy team, you immediately win the battle. You don't need to replay it. But all these games are done in a way that, like, I would need to play through it. Like, I don't know, Raid Shadow Legends, AFK Arena, all these games, you need, like, lots of time. You're having battles that you will win anyway until you hit that wall. So this is very, very nice move from them. I guess probably one of the best sellers in my opinion. If you are like a hardcore player, that I would definitely pick that one up. And it's recurring. Keep in mind, it's not like a permanent transaction, it's a subscription.
So Waifu is saving mobile right now.
Yeah, waifus will always work. No worries. The other interesting thing that these guys have is that the waifus, actually, if you look into them, they are a little bit, let's say, breaking the fourth wall. So their costumes and everything. Let me find one that actually has one.
Can you see some? Can we see some kimonos in there?
Don't know. For instance, this one, like a police girl. And this is the important thing here, that.
Oh, you said like 10th time. This is important. This is important.
Let me just continue. They don't really care about this kind of a fantasy consistency within these games, and it's completely okay for the audience, and they accept it. So why a police girl with like police buttons and swords and whatever, or a pistol actually, would do in a fantasy medieval game. They don't care. It's completely okay. That's why also these collabs and like different, animes or different IPs going into this game doesn't matter for people. So they just care about the character. And actually the characters, like, they can be like, I don't know, even though she looks like a medieval knight, she's probably like a DJ in her free time or whatever, rock star, like you see that on that banner.
Yeah.
And her story that you will get on the Evertalk or like whatever they have here, the waifu WhatsApp, we'll probably include that. Like I know I played like one Nikke goddess in Nikke, and it was like she fired her manager. I was supposed to be her manager, and something. She had like too much concerts and everything, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, it breaking the fourth wall, and they don't care. It works great. So that's why the waifu system is so good there. The other thing is that they also have their Polly Pocket. It's called Town here, where you build stuff, you chat with these girls, you can take them to like nice ocean view or a walk at the beach or whatever.
Wow.
Something.
Let me guess. Target audience is male.
Of course,
maybe.
But
maybe
it's not really played by male only. That's the thing. Like,
sure.
Don't think that this is male only. Like a lot of humans are playing it.
So this is a game slapped on Tinder. Layer.
No.
Let me go to the. Yeah, you can assign them like the usual daily missions here and stuff like that. But yeah, again, fleshed out, very very nice mechanics, and again, you can do this in AFK Arena. You just can't do this. They again, another +1 features they have there.
Okay, so game is great. Waifu is saving mobile gaming in the industry.
Yeah.
Cool.
Amazing.
Do we close on that?
Yeah, I hope so.
One last thing that I can close with this is that get back to town.
Yeah, get back to town. Get back to podcast, man. Just don't play the fucking game.
Is that Nikke is currently... Yeah, let me stop this. Nikke is currently making... Nikke already did 200 million from global launch, like we reviewed it last time.
Okay.
It was launched in... what's that?
October?
Start of November.
Okay, nice.
So that's there. And currently, as I saw the revenue, of course, they're like in a decline because these games are very notorious for heavy spikes in the revenue. So sometimes they go very, very in like deep decline. Then like a new banner or gacha comes in and they go very up. So of course, they were making something like 600, 700K a day. And suddenly they're making 1.7 million a day. Why is that? Because they're running and collaboration with Chainsaw Man anime. And you can get the characters in the game. Which is currently one of the most popular anime in the world. So yeah, they're doing it pretty good. So as I said, waifu games are taking over the world. It's still 20% US revenue, but my guess is by next year this is going to increase to something maybe 30 to 40%. I don't think so. It would be a problem when actually someone in the West notices and start.
Wait, what do you mean? Like someone notices? This is pretty evident. Like it's kind of working well. No?
No. I mean like a Western studio actually.
A Western studio. Okay.
Not cuts it out of the game.
Dude, but it's like, you know how it is. The game team has an idea. There's already 10 other teams that are already working on that and have prototypes. So I'm pretty sure that someone is actually making this game. As soon as Small Giant came out with this similar type of game in soft launch, the other gaming companies must have thought about building this as well.
Yeah, I'm just curious when you'll get like a waifu game without the anime art.
Waifu game? Well, that doesn't. Why? Doesn't
Why
make
not?
sense. Doesn't make sense.
Western audience. Why not?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, but then, all right.
All right, let's finish.
Yeah, let's just go there. Let's just go there. Thank you very much. I hope I can add the gameplay into the YouTube video. So if you are listening, or if you were listening to this on Apple podcast, go to either Spotify or YouTube, because on Spotify we have the video as well, so you can actually check what Jakub was talking about. And with that in mind, thank you very much for joining this week, and please share the podcast with your friends, and see you next week. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Bye.